I hope everyone has had a good breakfast and a good night's sleep because we have a very busy 1.5 days ahead of us. My name is Larry Strange. I'm the Executive Director of CDRI, one of the partners in today's workshop. Can I begin by apologising to my Cambodian colleagues and friends? I was not aware until this morning that there was not simultaneous interpreting available. This is not usually CDRI policy, and my apologies for that. Can I ask that, despite the fact that I know most of you speak English very well, if you have any difficulty following any of the content, please contact one of my CDRI colleagues for some assistance from them. And again, my apologies. We'll make sure it doesn't happen in the future. I'm very pleased to welcome our partners in today's enterprise, your hosts, IFPRI, the International Food Policy Research Institute, who have been, in recent times, very valued partners by CDRI, particularly on agricultural policy work. Today, of course, we look at the issue of climate change and coping with climate change impact on agriculture, policy recommendations for Cambodia. Our partners also in this enterprise today are the Ministry of the Environment, and I'm particularly pleased to have excellencies and senior officials from the Ministry here with us today. And of course, we're very grateful for the support and partnership of USAID, and I see our good friend Mr. Saf sitting at the table here as well. Welcome. I'd also like to welcome representatives of the various government ministries and agencies present this morning. The Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, Ministry of Environment, as I said, Ministry of Water Resources and Meteorology, the Council for Agriculture and Rural Development, and our very good friend Excellency Dr. Lo, also seated at the table, the National Committee for Disaster Management, Provincial Departments of Agriculture and Siem Reap and Kompong Tom, universities and civil society organisations such as the Learning Institute, very good friends from there, our partners in many enterprises, TDAC, APSA and LWD, UN agencies, FAO, WFP and UNDP, and development partners, the European Union, ADB, and as I said, USAID. I'd like to warmly welcome all of you to this workshop on coping with climate change impact on agriculture, policy recommendations for Cambodia. The purpose of the workshop is to disseminate and share knowledge about this important issue for Cambodia and its future, and to discuss how to formulate appropriate policy responses and recommendations with various stakeholders in managing the challenge of climate change in Cambodia. The goal of the workshop is to share knowledge, to draw on your knowledge and expertise, and to work together to shape policy recommendations for the future. I don't need to emphasize what a fundamentally challenging issue climate change is, not just for Cambodia, but for our neighbourhood and our world. Others will speak about this in far more detail than me. I would just like to make 3 brief points from CDRI's point of view by way of introduction. Firstly, at CDRI, as in many organisations around the table in Cambodia, we are on a steep learning curve in relation to climate change. We feel there is much we need to learn. We feel there is skills and expertise we need to develop, and we are very much in admiration of the work that has already been done in the Cambodian Ministry of Environment on capacity building and knowledge building and skills development. In our new Cambodia 2020 research strategy and associated 2011 to 2015 strategic plans, we have made climate change a priority for research, but we are very mindful that we must first build the knowledge and expertise of our researchers. So this partnership with IFPRI and today's workshop is a very valuable step in that direction. We feel that capacity development in Cambodia on climate change is an urgent priority, and we see many cases where, through the agendas of international development partners and agencies, Cambodia is sometimes, pushed ahead of its capacity and knowledge into policy decisions and areas of decision making that it is not adequately prepared for. So we are very pleased to see so much effort being put into capacity development, particularly in the Ministry of Environment, but also in other agencies that will be important in coordinating Cambodia's responses, particularly the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, MORAM, and of course the Council for Agriculture and Rural Development.
Judicial, ministerial and agency coordination will be of fundamental importance in Cambodia. And I think many of the discussions this afternoon on policy recommendations will deal with the issue of the important role